today. From Lumen Field in Seattle, this is the NFL on EA Sports. The Seattle Seahawks taking on the New Orleans Saints.
It is loud and it is wet as we welcome you inside Lumen Field on your standard rain-filled afternoon in Seattle, Washington. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. Set to go now on a prototypical rainy northwestern afternoon. And off we go from Seattle. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. Bringing him out is the future Hall of Famer, now in his 18th NFL season, Aaron Rodgers.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Rodgers going to the air to start things out. Pass incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They run the draw play. Allen. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Rodgers going to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Myles Garrett able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a 1st down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. But, man, his first throw, that nearly went the other way. Instead, it's 4th down.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Allen, nifty footwork. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Allen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. Good push up front in that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Now a carry for Allen. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Allen. Able to slither by. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks' 23. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll run with Allen. And he coughed it up. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded inside the 5. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's probably a little angry at himself. It was his fumble, obviously, a moment ago that led to the scoop and score touchdown that has him down early.
And now we find out about the psychology aspect of being a coach. Because when you have a guy that's just happened, some people want to take him out of the game immediately. Others...
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Johnson's throw taken in by Evans here. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. McCaffrey running up the middle. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Here's Johnson from the gun on 3rd down. Touchdown, Seahawks. Michael Thomas from 6 yards away. And the Seahawks have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Takes it at the 7. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from it. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. On second down, it's Allen, and that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
They stay on the ground with Allen, and he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully, that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Allen. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. On the stop was Aaron Donald. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Allen here on the screen. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
This offense so far on third down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. He's got Allen. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by this Seahawk defense.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on third down. To throw, it's Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, They kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger gain.
They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they get the 3. It was 4th and 1, and I think you were doing what I was doing. I was looking down to the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation, right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. Fields it right around the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Throwing on first down. Johnson. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Man open, here is Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Partner, he got the DB on his horse on that play. He certainly sold like it was going to be a deep route before breaking it back on the comeback towards the sideline.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Now a dump off here complete. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Johnson. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Back to throw again. Open man is Michael Thomas. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 19. 11 yards for number 11.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Second and 16. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. Down to the 25.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain an 11-point spread. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. The all-everything defensive tackle, Aaron Donald, the one who made the play there.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Rodgers now to throw. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And he'll be brought down at the 27. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And again, it's Rodgers. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Keenan Allen from 6 yards away. And the Saints are back within a score.
As they began this last drive, things weren't exactly looking up for this offense. But after what they just did, putting the ball in the end zone, that took them away from the brink of possibly being knocked out of this game.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. That time a 6-play drive. And it was Keenan Allen who finished it all off with the touchdown reception. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this out to the 25. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Looking to throw. Johnson. Pass complete. Finds Thomas going across the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Back to throw. Johnson. And his throw is incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Now, I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now, here's the call. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. Here's Allen. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 31 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. On first down, Rodgers. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. Here's Rodgers to throw. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Rodgers. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. Rodgers now on first down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've been back on the heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Forced out to his left. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10. Now Rodgers. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And that will keep this a 4-point game. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will stay a 4-point game. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit.
One of the few things that hasn't gone right in this first half. They had a chance there for late points, but this one winds up off the mark.
So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports halftime report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon God.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded inside the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Now Johnson on 1st and 10. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Johnson. This is complete to Michael Thomas. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Off the play fake. Johnson. And this one is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Seattle. Yards that time on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. To throw is Rodgers. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
On 2nd down now. It's Allen, and the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by this Seahawk defense. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance. And the Seahawks add a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. Now it's Rodgers. To Allen on the dump off. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Johnson now looking to throw on 2nd down. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Johnson. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So a change of possession here on the punt. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. Allen. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Now here's Michael Dixon, standing just outside his own goal line. Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Escaping the pressure right, and he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Johnson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together to watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are. Yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Here's Tressway now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt...
He's got a man complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That goes for a gain of 31.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
Pete Carroll, none too pleased with that last call. He's going to throw out the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So Pete Carroll, always a guy to trust his instincts, and his instincts were right on that one. To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Rodgers going to throw. And that is incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for New Orleans. Fielded at the 33. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Johnson. He finds his target. It's Evans.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Johnson off the play fake. On the move to his left. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey on the give. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Looking to throw. Johnson. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He gets it to Thomas. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
This will be a jet sweep. Here's Thomas with it. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Here's Johnson from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
So on 4th down, Pete Carroll's going to call out his field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Fielded right around the 8. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play. To throw on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
The offense on third down, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Rodgers. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks.
And he is going to have a Saints first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
For many people, that's not your standard play call in that third down situation. But for so many offenses, they just want the ball in the hands of their playmakers in open space. And after he caught it, he did a nice job picking up the first down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Allen. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 68 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. Allen again.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Throwing now is Rodgers. Underneath to Allen.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Rodgers. And Allen's got it.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And if they're throwing on third down, it's a good bet. They're going to look his way. He's the most reliable of their receivers. And he comes through there with a nice grab for the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Up the middle, Jones. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Throwing is Rodgers. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. An inside give to Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Second and 7. Back to throw. Rodgers over the middle to Kittle. Complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 14. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the 1st.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down. Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground with Jones. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Rodgers. Touchdown! Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. Now a play fake here on first down. Crossing route, and he hits his man. It's Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there at 22. Now Johnson throwing on first down. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Johnson now on third down. And this is going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to break our fourth quarter tie. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10. What a tough spot to miss a kick. Just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range, gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other side, one through the post, and this thing could be over. That'll give them 8 that time, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
On second down, it's Jones. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That second down play nets a -4.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And they're facing a big third down now in this tie ball game. On the counter, here's Jones. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for the lead in the final stages. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it. But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
Here's McCaffrey, and he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Back to the ground on 1st, it's McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So 3rd down, and a field goal from here would be right about 50 yards as they try to get closer. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. The New Orleans offense set to take over. They can still get into field goal range, partner. They got to work quickly, though.
I agree with you totally. Find a way to get the ball downfield and out of bounds. In a perfect world, they know what hash they want to get to for their kicker, and they already know the distance that he feels comfortable. That'll dictate what they do on offense.
See if they can get in his range. Able to find Jones at 5 yards. Not going to cut it here. That clock continues to run. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
2nd and 5.
To throw is Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Conditions only going to get worse as we get back to football here to start this overtime. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Johnson.
Oh, and that's so close to being intercepted. That could have been a big turnover in overtime if he had held on. Instead, though, it is still 4th down.
Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we've got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game. And, boy, they did it well.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points. And now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick six, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here, a 1st down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up. But in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
Rodgers' throw there complete to Allen.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run for it with Jones. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed him for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
Now here's Michael Dixon on for a very important punt here in overtime. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop. This being their 2nd opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive. See if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Off the bootleg. Johnson steps away. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that's incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Seattle. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. Well, this is a pretty rare situation here, Charles. You get into overtime, neither team coming through with even a field goal on their first drive, so now sudden death with the time remaining. Next score wins.
And now I would say that going at it might be a little bit easier for both teams now because they've eased into overtime. That first series, boy, everything on the line then. Now you've seen what a defense is throwing at you. You can make some adjustments, and all you need is 3 points to win it.
So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And Bourbon Street, it'll be alive tonight. The Saints have won it. Go down in the books as just a one-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys
I'm a little
skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Get your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.